Your name is printed on the Michelin door. Food critics are calling, suppliers are waiting, and you barely touch the food. You are ankle deep in gray dishwater at midnight, scraping burnt sauce off copper pans. From the dish pit to executive chef, every promotion in this kitchen buys status by taking your hands off the plate. Level 1, the kitchen porter. Steam hits your face the second you yank open the dish machine, hot enough to make your forearms sting through wet sleeves. It is past midnight, service is over, and the kitchen still keeps sending more. Hotel pans, the big metal pans kitchens use. Fish trays, copper sauce pots with burnt fond, the browned bits stuck to the bottom, welded on. 3 porters are covering a night that should have 4, and gray water keeps slapping over the edge of the sink onto your shoes. Someone sprays down a board slick with habanero oil, and the mist makes the air sharp enough to make your eyes run. Your rubber gloves fill with sweat, and the black trash bag apron sticks to your chest. You stack clean plates, clean pans, and clean racks, because every station needs them by morning, and nobody upstairs can work if you fall behind. You make about $10 an hour, maybe family meal, the staff meal, maybe a week off after a year. Your hands keep the whole kitchen alive, and they never touch a finished plate. You end the night with wet socks, aching fingers, and nobody sees it but the drain. But if you want out of the water, the next rung gives you a knife. Level 2, the commis chef, the junior cook. You spend 20 minutes turning carrots into exact little cubes, then hear the station chef say the tray is wrong and needs doing again. Most of your shift is mise en place, the setup work that makes service possible. You peel shallots until your fingertips smell sweet and raw. You trim herbs, portion proteins, and label plastic tubs, then stack them in the walk-in, the big cold storage room, so neatly they look like display pieces. Butter foam somewhere behind you, tickets, the order slips start firing on the line, the row of cooks finishing dishes during service. You are close enough now to smell the food that matters, but most nights your work still disappears into someone else's hands. Starting pay sits around £25,000 in plenty of kitchens, and promotion can take 2 or 3 years of this same careful repetition. The win is real. You are finally in the brigade, the kitchen team. The cost is that you are trusted to prepare the food, not decide it. Then one day, they leave one corner of it with you. Level 3, the demi chef de partie, the assistant station cook. Your section is small enough to miss on a floor plan, and big enough to ruin service if you lose control of it. You keep one garnish tray full, reheat one puree the same way every time, and line up backup mise en place so the station never reaches for something that is not there. During service, you are no longer just handing over containers and echoing, "Yes, chef." You are protecting one repeatable piece of the plate and learning how fast a small mistake spreads.
One pan goes cold, one refill comes late. Suddenly, the section above you waits. Then the pass, the spot where finished plates are checked and sent out, waits. Then the dining room waits. You get your first real taste of ownership here. It is narrow and exact. Mistakes still climb upward to somebody senior, but your name climbs with them. Creativity belongs to someone else. Consistency is yours. Hold that line long enough, and they stop handing you fragments. Level 4, the chef de partie, the cook in charge of one station. Saturday night comes in hard, and your reply is "Yes, chef" before the call is finished. You run a full station now. Your mise en place sits in exact rows because there is no time to think once the orders stack up. A sauce needs mounting with butter, meaning you whisk butter in at the end. A protein needs resting for just long enough. A plate needs to match the standard drilled into you, right down to the last brush of puree and the angle of the garnish. In a kitchen like this, one fish course can depend on the fish cook, the sauce cook, the cold station, and the pass all moving together almost without words. Your corner has to do its part cleanly every time. For the first time, your hands directly decide whether a dish reaches the room looking Michelin or looking wrong. It feels like the dream, pure execution, pure craft. Then the emulsion, the sauce mixture, starts to split, or a pickup, a call to fire the next plates, runs late, or one plate leaves your station looking ugly and everybody knows where it came from. The guest never hears your name. The kitchen does. Then the next promotion makes you harder to replace and easier to burn out. Level 5, the senior chef de partie. You're halfway through your own prep when somebody says fish is drowning, meaning that section is falling behind. So you drop what you're doing. You are the tournant now, the cross-trained cook who can step into whatever section starts failing. Garnish is behind, pastry is missing a body, sauce is short. So you move, restock, plate, finish, reset, and disappear. You know enough stations that the kitchen can throw you anywhere and trust you to keep things steady. That makes you valuable in a way a single station never can. It also means your own work is never left alone long enough to stay clean. You rescue one section, come back to your own prep colder and later, then get pulled again. The brigade starts leaning on you because it can. Your reward for being indispensable is that your shift stops belonging to you. Longer hours, broken focus, a kind of burnout that looks from the outside like reliability. Then service stops asking you to save one section and starts asking you to carry the room. Level 6, the sous chef, the second in command. 6 plates are waiting at the pass, one station is dragging, and a server is standing in front of you trying not to look scared. You call service now. You fire pickups, meaning you call for the next dishes to be started. You check rims for drips. You taste sauce. You spot garnish that is 2 leaves too heavy and strip it off with your fingers. Somebody calls in sick, so you throw a cook onto one section, cover another one yourself for 5 minutes, then snap straight back to the pass because timing falls apart the second nobody is driving it. The head chef's corrections hit you first, and the brigade's mistakes hit you next. A commis cuts badly, a junior cook's station runs short, somebody's ego flares up in the middle of service, and somehow all of it becomes your problem to absorb before the dining room feels anything. This is the turning point. You finally get real command, and command pulls you away from your own cooking. The more the kitchen trusts you, the less your day belongs to your hands. Level 7, the head chef. Before service even starts, you are already looking at prep lists, labor, ordering, waste, and who's slipping. The room is quiet, but the job is louder than ever. You still step onto the line some nights. You still taste, you still correct a sauce or a pickup, but more and more of your work is making the standard repeatable through other people. You decide whether portions are too loose. You decide whether a dish survives another menu change. You decide who gets pushed harder, who gets warned, and who does not belong here anymore. In a starred kitchen, consistency is the real pressure. Not one beautiful plate. Every plate. Every night. Food cost sits beside technique now. Discipline sits beside flavor. You start to feel the plain truth of the whole climb. Every rung that looked like mastery was also a step away from the stove. One rung higher, and even the line starts to become background noise. Level 8, the executive chef. Your morning starts with a supplier call about langoustines, the large shellfish like small lobsters, then a hiring interview, then a budget review, then a media request, and service has not even begun. Your name is the one the restaurant sells. Your palate shapes the menu. Your standards shape the plates. Your hires shape the brigade. But the day itself belongs to ownership meetings and product negotiations. It belongs to cost control, staff problems, press, and the constant fear that a bad season lands on your name first. By the time dinner starts, the kitchen is running on decisions you made hours, weeks, and months ago. You can jump in when something breaks, you can taste, you can correct, but actual cooking, the craft that once felt like the whole point of your life, has become occasional and rare. The pay is better, the authority is real, the status is everything you thought you wanted down in the dish pit, and the trade is brutal. You climbed all the way to the top of the Michelin kitchen. Of everyone in the building, your hands are the ones least allowed to be in the pan. You got the title, you got the salary, you got the name on the door. The kid in wet shoes at midnight wanted one chance to touch the food. You get the whole kitchen. You lose your place at the stove.